What's up guys, Braden here, and today's video is going to be a little bit different. I know you guys came for sports, but every now and again I like to broaden my horizons to a certain extent. So today we're going to be talking about the pills, red, blue, and black. I'm sure you've heard these terms floating around on the internet, but I'm here to explain. I'm going to use my white boy swag to explain internet terminology that ultimately really means nothing. So basically this whole thing comes from the Matrix movies, where Morpheus gives Neo a choice about whether or not to take the red pill or the blue pill. And if he takes the red pill, he'll continue down the rabbit hole and all these truths will be unveiled to him. And if he takes the blue pill, he'll wake up in his bed the next morning and forget everything. And so these terms have kind of been co-opted into internet terms. All right, let's talk about the red pill. So basically, in a broad sense, what it is that men are supposed to act naturally masculine and women are supposed to act naturally feminine. Red pill truthers or red pillars would posit that men are naturally leaders and women are naturally followers. Men should lead and women should submit. That's what they say. This isn't necessarily coming from me, but that's what they say. Okay, so now that we got that down, let's talk about some of the leaders of the red pill community. You got guys like Fresh and Fit. I've done a video on them, breaking down why some of their opinions are stupid. They're a whole mess in and of themselves, because their whole shtick is to invite on to their podcast a bunch of Miami OnlyFans models, get them drunk and coked up, and then ask them leading questions to catch them in lies and hypocrisy, which you can do to anybody, by the way, but it's especially easy to do when you get a bunch of, let's honestly be honest, dumb girls drunk and coked up. And I mean, it's like LeBron James playing one-on-one against me. Like, there's not shit that I can do to stop him. Like, he's gonna teabag my face all fucking day. Your average woman is going to be far less clumsy and indecent than the girls that you see on Fresh and Fit. And if you're just watching for entertainment, it can be funny. But if you're watching for a serious perspective on what the dating scene is like, you're going to be misled, because your average woman is not going to be like the OnlyFans models that reside in Miami. That being said, I must give credit where credit's due. These two do make some good points, and they do say some correct things. They preach discipline and holding yourself accountable. They advocate for working out, eating healthy, and not watching corn, if you know what I mean. I can't say the actual word on YouTube. But the issue is, when you say all these correct things in a row and then you say something absolutely batshit crazy like men can cheat but women can't, that's where you mislead a lot of men, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Because most people can't think critically. I'm going to be honest with you, most people cannot think critically. And so if you say all this correct stuff in a row and then you say something crazy, they're going to group in the crazy thing with the correct stuff. And it's going to give them a very warped perspective on what a relationship should be. All right, we're going to move on to the blue pill now, because I feel like there's just too much to talk about with the red pill. Maybe one day that will be its own dedicated video. But the blue pill is something that no one really claims. It's kind of more used as a pejorative for people who are unaware or in denial of female nature and how they move. And I'll be the first to admit, women can be devious, dude. I've been around the block a couple times, and yeah, they can be devious. And the hotter they are, the more devious they are. So blue pill is kind of just one of these pejorative terms, basically saying that someone lacks experience and they don't know how women operate. Next is the black pill, and it is probably the most unintentionally hilarious pill. The terms and things that they have, the lingo that they have, is fucking funny, dude. It's also the most pessimistic pill, I would say. There is this creator I used to watch because I found him funny. Quite honestly, he's funny. called DBDR, Dead by Daylight Reviews, but he went by DBDR. And his name is a bit of a misnomer because he didn't review Dead by Daylight at all. In fact, he just complained about his life, but in a very funny way. He's the most pessimistic dude you would ever meet, just always mad, but he would just say the funniest shit when he was complaining. He'd sit there and complain and just say the funniest shit. He deleted his channel. It's not around anymore, but you could probably find archived footage of his most funny moments, but it's hilarious, dude.
Just peak subhumans, you'll see lots and lots of just absolutely bloat maxed, sub 5 toad.
Bloat maxed sub 5 toads is fire. That's how I'm going to describe my trip to the grocery store. Yeah, so my cashier was a bloat max sub 5 toad. It was disgusting watching him bag my groceries. It was just foul. I mean, I might be a sub 5, but at least I'm not bloat maxed.
I will say the black pill is very entertaining if you have a messed up sense of humor like I do. So basically the core tenet of the black pill is that looks determine everything. Like you can't get laid if you're not like in the top percentage of looks. Obviously this is just wrong, but that's what these people believe. Obviously genetic determinism is a thing to an extent, but these people, they have this phrase called "it's over," or even better, "it never began." And basically they are the most pessimistic, like crybaby group of people. Like they have no desire or drive to improve their lives because they think that it's over if you don't have good looks, basically. They have no concept of trying to look better, trying to get in shape, try to do things to look better. They have no like will or drive to do that. What I think it is actually just like a bunch of clinically depressed people that no one in their lives care about them enough to really ask what's going on or why they're so miserable. And really, that's sad to see. That is sad to see. One of my favorite YouTubers, Billy Ray Brandt, actually gives some great advice regarding this exact topic.
Not going to like this one, but I think it's important to address. I do everything I can to empathize with men. I don't think masculinity is toxic. I think men are incredibly important and vastly underappreciated. I've heard every story to back up your obvious struggles in the dating world. But the one thing that I can't wrap my brain around is this black pill pessimism where you permanently check out of dating. I really don't like to attack you guys because I already know the laundry list of fears. Women will cheat in a multitude of ways. They're selectively feminine and super entitled these days. The family court system is stacked against you. I get all that. But here's my question. Why are you letting women have this control over you? I sort of get it if you're an older guy who's already felt the pain of divorce and trying to raise your kids from afar. But if you're young and single, this doesn't add up. Checking out of dating basically means you either don't want a family, which if every man adopted your stance, the human race would go extinct, or you plan on having children with women you don't date and don't love. And in that case, you'd be contributing to the fatherless daughter issue that I know you mock women for on these platforms. So staying single might bring some temporary peace, but is that really worth a life of loneliness and no children to leave behind?
She's obviously spitting facts here. When it comes to the black pill, I'm not going to say looks don't matter because they obviously do. Anyone who tells you different is just lying. But at least for women, they only really matter on the front end. So obviously she's going to have to be into you physically, or you're going to have to meet her looks threshold in order to have any sort of spark romantically. But it's not a ranking system like men think it is. It's not a 1 out of 10. Like I'm ranking myself a 6 out of 10. Now she has to talk to me. That's not really how it is. It's a pass or fail grade. So either you meet her looks threshold or you don't. That's really all it is. But then after that, it becomes way more about personality and confidence and things like that. Guys, listen to me when I tell you this. Women have a much wider variety of what they are attracted to versus men. Men like the same things: tits, ass, pretty face. That's it. Women have a much bigger variety of things that they are into. Some women like country boys, rednecks. Some women like nerds. Some women like punk rock skaters. Some women like jocks and athletes. It just depends. I used to have a female roommate, and she asked for my coworker's phone number, and I would have never imagined that this dude would be seen as attractive by anyone. He looked like Travis Tritt, the country singer. I would have never imagined. But that just goes to show, you never really know. And I'm a pretty average looking guy. On my best day, I could say I'm a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Obviously, not right now because I buzz my hair and I'm wearing glasses. I'm not exactly trying to look smacks at the moment, but that's because I'm focusing on my YouTube channel. So getting girls is not really a priority at the moment. And so honestly, doing this was my way of sort of forcing myself to focus on YouTube because I obviously want to be a success. I want to make money talking about sports. But that's neither here nor there. I think that when people have discourse about the black pill, what they're failing to realize is a lot of these dudes are not neurotypical. For lack of a better word, they're fucking retarded. Essentially what I'm saying is it's not necessarily their looks that are holding them back like the black pill would tell you, but rather just the fact that they are not socially calibrated. Straight up.
What do you have to offer a woman?
As of now, nothing. I don't have a job, I am ugly, so my value right now is 0.
Have you approached many women?
Oh, many.
And what was the result?
Rejection 100% of the time. I would start talking to a girl, and immediately she would give me fuck off signals. She would, pull out her cell phone, just start texting her friends, and just hope I would go away. I don't approach that much anymore because, I've had over 1,000 rejections in real life, 2,000 rejections online, so that's 3,000 rejections total.
Did you count in real life?
I'm approximating. That's not a real word. We're redoing that. Ask a question again.
And listen, I'm not hating on these dudes either, because I'm effectively in the same position. 63% of men under 30 are single, and that's according to Pew Research. Compare that with only 34% of women in the same age range. So what is the problem here? Well, I don't think that anybody on the internet is going to be able to accurately give you an answer as to why. I think that in order for you to decide or determine why your phone is as dry as the Sahara Desert, it's going to take some self-reflection and some soul searching, because ultimately no one knows your problems better than you. And like I said, I'm effectively in that same position. I'm not exactly trying, but one could argue even if I did, I would probably still be in the same position. And I'm okay with that for now. Obviously, just like anybody else, I want to fall in love. I want to have a family, of course. But right now, I'm okay with where I'm at. And I suggest you are too, because you cannot love someone else until you love yourself. So get working on that. Guys, if you like these types of videos, show me by leaving a thumbs up. And if you hated it, well, I won't do it again and I'll stick to sports. Anyway, deuces.
Can never ever find the right words, and there's no way this is real life. There's no telling you're the right girl, so I can only say that it feels right. It feels right, it feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right. It feels right, it feels right. Yeah, I can only say that it feels right.